Massive thanks to the mad lads and ladies supporting the channel. The doggos say thanks. Hey everyone, it's time for some more Monster Hunter, and today we're going to be hunting an Iodrome. Now this is going to be a bit of a weird video for me because it's like 1:30 in the morning. I just got off of work and just got home, and I have to get up early in the morning because I have to drive an hour into town in order to get some dog food for my dogs and then get back for work. Because normally I'd wait until the weekend, but I'm just completely out of dog food. So in order to feed them on time tomorrow, I have to go to town tomorrow. It's like an hour drive. I'll be there for about an hour, and then it's an hour. Just 3 hours I gotta wait. So I don't have enough time to like do anything like recording or streaming or anything like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend tonight hunting the Iodrome. Now, this guy is renowned for being one of the most useless monsters in the series, and the reason why is because like, he doesn't really have anything unique about him. Like, his has his poison elements and, you know, his appearance, but that's about it. Besides that, he's basically just Velocidrome. However, I actually find Iodrome really charming. I will admit, he's pretty useless, even compared to, like, you know, Jaggy and Roggy versus Iodrome and Velocidrome. It's a really strange, I guess, comparison. So, for the I guess, dog wyverns, I guess you could call them, or, you know, the raptors, you know, Iodrome, Velocidrome, you know, Gendrome. They have some similarities. Like, you got the basic one, that being Great Jaggy and Velocidrome. But then they have their poison variant being, you know, the Great Roggy and you know, the Great Jaggy. So, the Great Roggy being the Iodrome equivalent to the Great Jaggy. Where they do differ in that area is, instead of a paralysis variant for the dog wyverns, they have an ice element one, that being Great Baggy. And of course, Great Baggy is more of a pack hunter than the others. However, with the Velociraptors, the I guess bird wyverns, I think they're associated with, or I guess they're called in terms of like the classification or whatever. They have the Gendrome. That one does paralysis damage. The Gendrome, though, not Gendrome, the Iodrome, though, all it really has is the Poison Spit. Now, this being the 4th gen, this is actually the 2nd time I'm fighting the Iodrome in 4th gen. I think I fought him in, what was it, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate once? I don't really remember that fight too well, but I also figured I'd show off, you know, some cat gameplay, because this is pretty fun. I like playing as the cat. And I remember somebody being like, yeah, yo, let's play, you know, Generations Ultimate. But obviously, you know, it didn't win that time. And I honestly forgot to put on a poll. And even if I did, I mean, it's right after work that I would have gotten on. So by the time I remember, there was like a few hours left. So it wouldn't really been fair to the people on the other side of the world. The Iodrome, though, is like a beginner level monster. I mean, it is in the 2-star quest for the multiplayer missions in this game, but it is it's still like a really easy beginner monster. With it being Generations Ultimate, there is like, was it 96? I think it's like 96 is in Generations. I think it's like 108 or 118 or something like that for Generations Ultimate. But there's a lot of big monsters. I think more than any other game outside of Frontier, maybe. And because of that, it's just, it's a lot more, you know, in terms of balancing the monsters and waiting to be that Capcom had to do. Personally, I hope we actually get a 5th gen version of this. Like, I know we're on Gen 6. Up in that, as soon as it gets to, like, you know, Gen 8 or Gen 10 or something. Ooh, let me get that armor horn, buddy. I'm hoping that by the time we get there, then, yeah, we'll be able to get, like, a Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen whatever version of this game. Where I have, like, you know, the Chematrees and the Great Jaggy and, you know, the Chatacabra, and oh, it's just so much fun. Let me actually beat up this. Oh, okay. I thought the Mossman was getting aggressive towards me, but if you don't know about the cats, I figured I'd go ahead and talk about the cats a little bit, even though this video is, you know, about the Iodrome. Because I am playing as a cat, so I might as well give you all a little bit of information about him for Generations and Generations Ultimate. So in Generations Ultimate, the cat's actually got an overhaul. Now, in Generations, there's, like, a few different classes of cats. And I think in Generations Ultimate, they had, like, the Beast Mode version of cats, where you could have, like, these claws, and you have, like, this really edgy transformation ability. But in Generations Ultimate, the cats actually got a bit of a nerf, because I can't remember which version of the cats it was in Generations. Maybe it was all cats, but they were, like, super overpowered in Prowler mode with the Mega Boomerang. So So Mega Boomerang is the most popular version of the most popular ability for cats to have. And you can, like, fight different monsters to unlock cat's abilities. You can also level them up. Although I don't remember exactly what that does. I think that unlocks different abilities in their roster that they'll have access to. And each cat has, like, a preset of abilities that they do have access to. So my cat, for example, it's a defender? Like, some sort of defender. So what I can do, I'll go ahead and taunt him. Just use this ability here. And hopefully he jumps at me. Yeah, there we go. And if he didn't do it, like, that was actually a grab attack that he just did. If it wasn't a grab attack, he would have, yeah, like that attack right there, if I would use the taunt and he would have hit me with it, then I would have actually been able to do, like, a quick counter attack. Although, I might die here. The poison is no joke, unfortunately. However, yeah, he's, oh, okay, no, we're good. So that globule didn't get me, thankfully. But he is enraged, so I do gotta be careful. However, when it comes to the cats, a couple of things to note is, if you'll notice, at the start of the mission, the Iodrome's on my map. It hasn't really left since the start of the mission. That's because Prowlers in Generations and Generation Ultimate, with these being the only games you can play as them, which is probably why, you know, they're not newer games because of these abilities, they can see the monster on the map from the very start of the mission. Even if you don't have the map, they'll still see its, like, general location on the map. Also, this poison is lasting a really long time. What in the world? Okay, there we go. Now it's going off. I think that was like 2 minutes of poison almost. But not only that, they have unlimited pickaxes, they have unlimited bug nets. So if that part about Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter Wilds, and Monster Hunter Rise bothers you, yeah, this game was unfortunately when it started. However, because of its size and the fact you can play as Prowler, just the sheer number of features and the Hunter Arts and everything else, a lot of people do say that Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and I'm playing the 3DS version called Monster Hunter Double Cross because that's the one most people would have access to, you know, because a lot of people won't really be able to emulate Switches on their, the Nintendo Switches on their devices. Also, it's just more of a pain to set up in general. So this one's pretty easy. Just use Citra and the, what was it? I can't remember what the guy's name is. If you look up, you know, enable Citra public lobbies on YouTube, you should see it. But the thing about Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate is that, like I said, the cats still have those unlimited items, but also they have, like, different abilities. So mine, I've equipped it with the Airborne, but also a unique feature to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, you know, on the Switch, and, you know, Monster Hunter Double Cross, which is what I'm playing right now, versus Monster Hunter Generations on the 3DS. The cats have different abilities associated with the different classes. So the classes are kind of homogenized in Monster Hunter Generations, and in Generations Ultimate and Double Cross, you know, XX, which I'm playing right now, so for example, the Defender class cats, they have this special block. Instead of like an instant block, they have like a parry, where if you time it right, then you can actually follow up with a really powerful counter attack, which is basically this move right here. But, oh yeah, so if I would have hit the block right there, I would have actually nailed it. But, oh, also they can get enraged. But another thing is, like the medic cats, like the healer cats or whatever, they basically will... Oh, and the fighter cats as well. So the medic cats, whenever they use the armor horn, for example, they'll be able to, you know, use it twice in a row. So first time will be the armor horn. The second time will be the, you know, the healing buff, like a standard healing. And then same, they also have the mega health horn. But the fighter cats, they can basically, as long as they have those little bars on the bottom right, those orange bars, the fighter cats can actually enter rage mode, which is what I'm in right now, at any time. So that's their, you know, call to fame, whatever. But yeah, it's quite unique between them. The beast mode cats, obviously they have like their beast mode form and everything else. It's just a lot of really cool things with the cats, and personally, I'm really upset that we haven't been able to play as the cats again since, you know, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, because, you know, Monster Hunter Rise, I guess, we were actually able to ride the Palamutes and, in a sense, even play as them. So all I'm thinking of is, like, if you're going to give us the ability to, like, attack on the Palamutes and effectively play as the Palamutes with their own movesets and, you know, using their weapons and stuff, why can't we just play as the Palicos again? You've already got the whole framework there. And yeah, it's just a crying shame and something that's really upset me, you know, since they removed it back in Generations Ultimate. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, gotcha. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and hold on to that. Also, I don't know if it really helps, but I think it helps if you press, like, both attack buttons at the same time. Although I could be wrong when it comes to the mounts. I don't know, somebody correct me on that in the comments if you're able to, but really, I'm not trying to fight this guy for any reason in particular. It's just because I didn't have the mission done, and I haven't really fought him too much to begin with, but until I do, like, until I actually move to wherever I'm going to move so I can, like, do this more full-time, and also, once I finish Monster Hunter 1, I'm probably just going to start doing these random hunts and just showcasing different monsters for you guys, and I'll probably still pull every day, so yeah, keep your eye on the community tab. Subscribe if you want to see more, you know, Monster Hunter. And I'll just, like, do some random hunts until July or August whenever I actually move. Yeah, there is another content creator. He's called Ya Boy Deep. And he's actually part of my server. Really, really nice guy, actually. And he does not like Iodrome. He thinks he looks goofy. Like, actually goofy. Personally, Iodrome is my favorite of the bird raptors. Now, when it comes to the dog wyverns, it's definitely Great Jaggy. Like, you know, there's Young Kutku and Great Jaggy are the two unofficial mascots of my channel, I guess. First Young Kutku and then Great Jaggy falling closely behind. However, when it comes to the bird wyverns, my favorite one by far is the Iodrome. I actually really like his axe head. Although I should probably use my armor horn here. But yeah, the axe head on the Iodrome, I think it looks really cool and I think it's really neat. It's like, really, I wish there was a hammer that you could get with the Iodrome, where it actually was like the axe on his head was the damaging part of it. Although, I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. 4 Eye Prey and an Iodrome, that is quite unfortunate, but yeah, we just gotta do what we can, right? Because all you can really do is try to Dynasty Warriors it when it comes to these sorts of packs, and you just try to take as many out as you can at the same time, and hopefully you won't get poisoned in the process. Although I'm not holding my breath, I'm probably going to get poisoned. But I'll just have to beat all these guys up and show them what for, am I right? Another thing with the cats is they actually have a basic combo. See, I'll probably didn't see me switch between like doing different versions of the combo. Obviously, my favorite one is where you throw the boomerang and then do a launching attack, or like do a, you know, like a diving attack or whatever. And they're, oh, I actually broke this crest, nice. But the reason why is because this attack right here, it does mounting damage. However, the cat does have its basic combo. This is the move, like, I'll actually watch the cat's animations in Monster Hunter World, but this here, it's probably hard to see because of the tall grass, but where you see me, like, swinging my sword around here, this is what they do in all the Monster Hunter games. That's, like, their actual proper attack move. And there's a 5-hit combo in Generations and Generations Ultimate, and that's the 5-hit combo right there. However, if you hold block and then attack, you'll actually go straight into you'll actually be able to skip the first 2 moves of the combo and go straight into the last move. I'm not sure if that like has any alterations in terms of the attack, but it is pretty useful if you want to get straight to the, you know, real meat of the combo, or if you also need to reach high places as well. It's good for reaching like higher areas where the monster can be damaged, and so that way, you know, for like Diablos' horns, for example, just for something that's out of reach, it's really useful. For any of you who might be wondering, though, this Iodrome dared to touch me, so I am going to touch it back until it can no longer touch me again. Do not take that out of context. You know what? Sure, take it out of context. Half my channel's full of degenerates anyway. Nah, I'm kidding. I love you guys. Another thing I forgot to mention about cats is they actually have no stamina bar. So cats have unlimited stamina. And on top of that, I think this is a funny little detail. If you look on the top left-hand side of the screen, you see I have these acorn icons beside their names. That's because cats have 9 lives. I shit you not. Cats can actually be fainted 9 times. So, basically how it works is for each of those acorns you see, a cat can basically, you know, they can, as soon as their health bar goes all the way down, they'll pull out a giant acorn, they'll eat it, and then they'll be resurrected. And they'll have invincibility frames for the entire time, too. So 3 faints, that's 3 lives. That is like 1 full proper faint. And then obviously if that happens 3 times, you fail the mission. But yeah, that effectively gives the cats 9 lives. And I think that is absolutely insane, because imagine if hunters had 9 lives in Monster Hunter. Missions would basically be trivialized in terms of, you know, needing prep work and careful consideration. And there's missions where you can only faint once. Those would be like standard missions where you could faint like 3 times. So, yeah, funny little thing with the cats. Unlimited stamina on top of the unlimited items, and, you know, be able to see the monsters at all times. And also, they have 9 lives. So yeah, if cats couldn't beat him more baby mode, there you go. Now obviously they're nerfed in terms of like their equipment, their damages, and their move pools, because they pretty much have the same exact moves outside of their abilities, and that is the, I guess, great equalizer. But the way you can really think about it is it's a highly customizable 15th weapon, in a sense. So obviously you have the standard weapons, you know, sword and shield, dual blades, great sword, gun lance, hammer, you know, bow, heavy bow gun, light bow gun, insect glaive, charged blade, switch axe, all that stuff. And then you have the cats, the Palico, Prowler mode. And, you know, obviously since it does have this standardized moveset across all Palicos, that's like its normal moveset, but it's like customizable like a bowgun, where you can have like all these different unique abilities. And it's just really fun and really cool in general. I think having it in Generations Ultimate is really fun and really cool. And I do wish you could at least unlock it as like a side thing, or you could like join people's, maybe as a minigame where you could join people's hunts and play as a Palico. But yeah, I really miss Prowler mode, because this has always been my favorite thing, just going out with a literal party of cats and just absolutely wrecking the monster with mega barrel bombs. Yeah, having people go around the Palico disguise. It's all just so much fun. Oh, I think I glitched the game. So if you didn't, I'll probably leave that clip in, but basically what happened was I hit the cat, I hit the Iodrome with the launch, not the launch attack, the mounting attack, and literally the split second I knocked him down, it didn't trigger the cutscene because I accidentally went back into the previous song. So because of that, I thought I was going to glitch out and like have me cutscene on the Iodrome and either drag me into the next area or just have me, you know, mounted on an invisible monster. But I guess because it went to the next area before it actually played the cutscene, then yeah, it just kind of didn't do the you know, trigger the mounting attack. But yeah, that was a funny little glitch. Unfortunately, that does mean most likely his mounting meter got reset, so I won't be able to take advantage of, you know, the previous mount, and I'll have to do like double the work for the same result. Although I did get enraged, so hey, you know, possible bonus, possible benefit. Obviously, the rage mode is it's pretty fun because cats have unlimited stamina. They have this one special attack, this one right here, where you press both buttons. And then if you keep pressing the normal attack button... Ooh, alright, I'll just go into the previous area again. But if you keep pressing the normal attack button, you'll just keep doing that singular slash. Now, the tracking on it is quite poor. You turn very slowly, but... And obviously damage is weak as well. But you do increase damage when you're in rage mode. And obviously you can do this until literally the rage mode ends. But if you press both attack buttons again, you'll do like a special finisher. But yeah, that's like the fighter cat, for example. The whole point is to go into the rage mode because I believe, you know, it does give you increased damage. I can't remember if the fighter cats have increased damage as like an individual class, but I know that whenever they are in rage mode, you do have increased attacks, so they do have increased damage one way or the other, or at least access to more increased damage versus other, you know, Palicos or Prowlers. Although, I'm really surprised it actually didn't trigger the cutscene, not the cutscene, the mounting minigame with that one. Another thing is, I guess in order to really balance out the cats, whenever you play as a Prowler, obviously they have access to their abilities, you know, they have the health one, and these abilities are infinite, and the ones that aren't, like, technically infinite just require meters. So, the, on the bottom right, you know, the orange bars, the meter, that's pretty much what it relies on, but something I think is pretty interesting, an interesting decision they made is you literally cannot use your items. And because you can't use your items, then any items you get there in the mission, if they're like, you know, temporary items like the easy shock traps and flash bombs, there's literally just no point to getting them. So usually what I'll do is I'll just get the paintballs, and then after that I'll just pretty much leave everything else. Because the rations, obviously those get returned at the end of the quests and everything else, so they really are just completely pointless and don't really serve any purpose because the Palicos can't use them. Alright, looks like we got the Iodrome on the road, so let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to see if I can spam the herb horn a couple of times and heal up because I want to go in there with half health. Also, I think Rock is about to die to poison over there. So, rip to my little friend here. Hopefully we can keep him alive. Probably not, though. If we can't, there isn't really much we can do. If we can, that would be pretty nice. But if he does lose his, all of his HP, what he'll do is he'll burrow underground, and whenever he burrows underground, have like a timer in the form of his health bar slowly, regenerating, and then he'll come back. Yeah, there he goes. So he's fainted now because of the poison. So his health bar, what I can do is I can use the Herborn and the Mega Herborn. Oh my god, am I having him in... What? That is a bug. That is 100% a bug. That is so hilarious. I'm just tormenting the poor guy. Rock, my friend, my buddy, my pal, just stay down. Okay, there he goes. Alright, so yeah, basically how it works is if they do faint, obviously they'll do the animation where they faint, and then they're like burrow underground like the normal cat enemies. And then the bar on the bottom left-hand, or on the top left-hand side, their health bar, it'll slowly regenerate. And then as soon as it gets back to full, that's whenever they'll come back. But I'll go ahead and pop an Airborne. I don't know if the Velocidrome and the Iodrome and the Gendrome actually sleep in this game. I really don't remember, so let's see if they are asleep. Nope, they are not asleep. So, yeah, he's just kind of almost dead, and we'll just have to take him down. Rock is probably going to be KO'd at least once, but I'm not too worried about it, because obviously this is just the Iodrome. Yeah, he's dead. He's donezo. And, yeah, fun stuff. But yeah, that was pretty fun. Alright, taking a call right there. Thank everybody so much for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like on it. Comment down below what your opinion on Iodrome is. Do you think he's the most useless monster in the series? Personally, I'm going to give that to Steel Uragon. Uragon that gives you stink. What a disgusting creature. And, yeah, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And, yeah, I think that's everything. If you want to join Discord and would be tagged whenever I do these videos, usually, sometimes, like yesterday when I wanted to prove Monster Hunter Wilds being, too easy because of your damage output from the Hunter. Or, just now where it's really late, nobody's probably up anyways, and I just wanted to get something done for, tomorrow whenever I go to the store. Yeah, usually, besides that, usually I'll tag y'all whenever I actually start these videos, and you can join me for these videos. But, yeah, check out my Discord, link in the description below if you want to join us playing Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, 4U, Wilds, 3U, Freedom Unite, 2, 1, Freedom, freaking Monster Hunter Frontier. Whatever Monster Hunter game you play. Join our Discord, check it out, stories, I don't know, maybe even, what is it, Diary Poke Village or something like that. Yeah, I think that's everything. That said, thank everybody so much for watching. And, what is it? What does the cat say? See you, I don't know. Meowdy, howdy, I don't know. See y'all later. Bye now.